H.O.M.E. We here to cultivate your mind and recognize the living God.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yo, God, listen, man. Listen, you know what time it is, right?
Yo, Shango. We call him Shango. What's going on? Shango about to be happy up in here.
Yes, sir. Yo, listen, coming to the stage. If you're familiar with battle rap, you can't mention battle rap without mentioning DNA. You heard? True legend hailing from Corona, Queens. Been putting it down for over a decade. Got a lot of bodies under his belt. Understand, you got the legendary DNA. Welcome home,
DNA. What's the word, man? Glad to be home.
Welcome.
Yes, sir. My brother, man, it's an honor to have you here. Yo, thank you for the opportunity to sit down and build with you. It's always surreal to see somebody you've been kind of following and then have the opportunity to sit down and talk with them and pick their brain. So thank you for coming home, my brother.
Nah, likewise, man. Thank y'all for having me on your platform, man. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you, man.
Yeah, man. So, yo, man, we gonna get right into it, man. There's a lot of, well, let me put you like this, right? So this is season 4 for us, right? And it's all about culture. And we really want our people to really understand the significance of embracing culture, protecting culture, and really taking their culture to the next level. And battle rap seems to be a culture within itself, subculture from hip hop and different things like that. So we want to get your perspective, your insight on what battle rap is and the mentality of a battle rapper, because we believe that a battle rapper's state of mind can help us in our day-to-day lives, bro. And so your mindset, your tips is going to help a lot of people that's not even in battle rap just navigate through life, my brother. So one of the things that I've noticed with battle rappers is that y'all guys have a very thick skin. So take us back to Corona, Queens, man. Where did this thick skin develop? Do you remember, like, when did this start to come about for you, bro?
Yeah, hell yeah, that shit. I mean, it appears like thick skin. Everybody, battle rappers are human, so it's definitely, you know,
appears like this skin.
Yeah. It's things that trigger everybody as a human. But you know, when you on that stage, when you got so many people and this is your job, I mean, the one thing I do feel like it teaches is discipline. Like, even if you don't like what's being said, you gotta tolerate it because you know this is what you signed up for. If not, then you shouldn't be doing this. But I mean, for me, you know, when I was growing up in Queens, I was always hanging around older kids. So, you know, niggas went from throwing my hat around, trying to bully me to me not, you know what I mean, taking it, getting in the fights with people 5, 6 years, you know what I mean? And, you know, when you like 8, I started going outside like 7 or 8. So when you 8 hanging around 13, 14-year-olds, then by the time you get 14, you hanging around 30, 40-year-olds, you done got told everything that could be said to you, or you know what I mean, you hearing them say it to somebody else. So that was like me growing up, you know what I mean? Like I was like the, you know what I mean, like the young kid that everybody was cool with hanging around because I knew how to rap. So I mean, that was my entryway into like almost any crowd. So after being around that, battling people as much as because I had probably like, I want to say like 20, 25 battles under my belt before I was like professional, like on camera doing it like here. So I already kind of, you know what I mean, heard what people said, seen where it would go. So that kind of developed it. But then, you know, when I got into battle rap on camera with Grind Time and all that, that's a whole different monster when it's the internet. You know what I mean? So now I had to develop thick skin with people that I'm not interacting with. So, you know what I mean? They saying anything. You know what I mean? Listen, like, you know what I mean? The toughest person in the world still might think twice if you in their face because there's so many other variables. But when you behind the screen, people just saying whatever because they can. Like, you might never see this person there. So we had to get accustomed, you know what I mean, accustomed to that, like all battle rappers, because it was new. Like, you know what I mean? Battle rap went from being on the street corner, word of mouth. So somebody said you lost or somebody was talking trash, that was that was in the street. Now you got to deal with it online. So that was a whole different thing I had to, you know what I mean, handle, like the YouTube comments. But you know what I mean? Like I said, it's discipline. So I love it because it teaches you, like, if you can like how you were saying how translate the you know what I mean, regular life. Like if you can handle what people saying to you here, it's not too much somebody will be able to you know what I mean, say to you on the day to day to get under your skin.
Facts.
Yo,
Okay.
the stuff there, and that. What coming up in Corona Queens though? I mean, what made you say, yo, I think I want to do this battle rap MC? You know, I want to do this. You know, this is me right here.
Well, you know what I mean, coming up in Queens, you know, that was like, so in New York, Harlem was the vocal point of where all the battles was happening, like movies, like, you know what I mean, rest in peace, my brother Fred the Godson, he battled
Rest in
Charlie
peace,
Clips,
Godson,
J.R.
yeah.
Ryder versus Jay Mills, you know what I mean, Mook Lux, Rex running the streets. But in Queens, you know what I mean, for me, my uncle had gave me, he had sold my mom a Lloyd Banks mixtape.
That's
For
Uncle
me, when I
Kev,
was a
right?
kid.
Uncle Kev, right?
Yeah, Uncle Kev. Yeah. So that's
Okay.
how I even got into, like, I used to hear about rap, but like with Biggie and Pac, like the stuff they was talking about, storytelling and all that. Like, you know, even though I dealt with my adversities, I never could articulate that into my rhymes at the time. So I'm like, this is far-fetched. But when I just heard Lloyd Banks just literally rapping, putting metaphors and similes together, I'm like, well, to be 11, I think I could do this part, not at his level, but I could start there. So that's what made me start rapping. And then, you know, at that same time, 8 Mile had came out. And it was this kid.
Okay.
It was this kid in my school, you know what I mean? Rest in peace to him too. His name is CJ, but he was white and he was like on his Eminem joint, like, you know what I mean? Wearing a hoodie, you know what I mean? Battling people in the staircase. And I was like 11 and he had got left back a couple times. So he was like 14. So every time we was battling, you know what I mean? He was fucking me up. So, so it was this one occasion where it was a dance and, you know what I mean? I called him out at the dance. And at this point, I was like, you know what I mean? Like the little nigga, like, yo, man, I done beat you so many times, get out of here. So he was trying to stunt, you know what I mean? Because, you know what I mean? We was battling at the dance. And then I had caught him with like a line about him getting left back and the whole place went crazy. And then after that, that's when I was like, yo, man, I think I could really, you know what I mean, do this battle shit. Because that was like the first, you know what I mean? That was the first high of like seeing how people react when you win.
Okay.
It was like
you got a taste of blood. You got your first taste of blood.
Yeah. And from there, like I just I kept rapping. I used to just freestyle, and then somebody on my I was hanging out on my block, and somebody was like, "Yo, my man raps," and I literally got like, you know, y'all OG, so y'all know like. The younger people now, when they come over music, that don't really happen too much, so they don't know that. But like, I literally got thrown into a battle. Like, I went from playing basketball at like 13, to like, yo, my man rap. Somebody on the corner, and I literally freestyled, and I won that battle. And then after that, that's when it really started. Like battle, like, know what I mean? So then I started battling somebody else the next week, and then from there, I kind of started like, know what I mean, wearing that. Yo, I'm a battle rapper.
Gotcha.
Yo, when's the first time you got, you know, cut, so to speak, where you was like, ooh, that
yeah, so like I won't count the battles that I said with Homie because that was like, you know what I mean, like I was in middle school, but like when I turned 13, like it was like the summer when I was 13 and 14, that's when I was battling the most. So I battled the guy on my street corner, I beat him. Then I battled somebody else in the park the next day, I beat him, and then the next day after that, because then word started getting out. You know what I mean? It's the summer, so they're like, yo, some little 14-year-old nigga, he's just smoking niggas.
Right.
Yeah.
So then I wound up beating somebody in front of their crib, you know what I mean? Like with their family there and all that, which was crazy. They was mad. And then niggas got my number and they was like, yo, such and such, we heard about what you did with the first guy you battled. Yo, we got somebody for you to battle, pull up at 8. So at this time, I'm hyped because I'm like, yo, my name is getting around.
Right.
My number. So I wound up battling this guy. I'm still in touch with him to this day. He was from Corona too. His name is Child.
What up,
so
Child?
I went to battle him. And like this is where I first got beat in the battle, like officially on the street, because I didn't know like you don't go in these battles freestyling all the way. So I went in there, like me, I was really about the essence, like, yo, everything is a freestyle. But then I learned, like, no, they got premeditated bars and they throw it in, mix it in. So that's what I got hit with and I couldn't combat. So he was like freestyling, like, yo, look at this shirt, something, nigga. Set the set. I throw your lungs in the air so you can catch your breath. But that's premeditated. But when you're throwing that in there with the other joints, it just look crazy.
Yeah.
know what I mean? So that was like my first loss. And then after that, I was just, you know what I mean? Like I battled him until I caught him. Like that's why everybody respect. Like that's why now when they see like, you know what I mean, the consistency or me being a persistent you know what I mean, individual like that. I grew up with that. Like, you know what I mean? If I take a loss, I gotta keep going till I win. You know what I mean? So yeah, and then after that, I just kept it going.
Man, throw your lungs in the air so you could catch your breath.
Yeah. He was doing all those. Yeah, he was doing all those.
Man. So okay, so taking that L, what did you start to improve on? I know you said okay, so freestyling wasn't it. So how did you start? Matter of fact, before we go there, break down your perspective of what is battle rap. How do you see battle rap? How does DNA see battle rap in your own unique, special way? What is battle rap to you?
Yeah, so I answer both. The battle rap to me is like, you know, playing on a simple scale, like on the surface, it's the highest form of lyricism now. You know what I mean? Like I feel like in the 90s, you know, even in the early 2000s in hip hop in the industry, you know, there was a bar being set of proving that you are the best, trying to reach the highest level of lyricism. But then, you know, due to politics, commercial, you know, trying to make those type of records, people kind of downgraded. So battle rap is the highest form of lyricism in hip hop culture. But also I would say, like, to describe it, like the definition, I feel like it's like a Broadway play. You know what I mean? It's like an urban Broadway play, because it's not only the lyrics, but it's the action. It's just the movements. It's what you say. It's engagement from the crowd. Like it's theater. It's a performance. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so I feel like that would be, you know, the definition of it. If like they put it in the dictionary, like it would be like, you know what I mean? Like theater performance, but for the urban culture. And after that battle, what I learned was, you know what I mean? Like I said, you got to come to that. Then I started coming to the battles with my go-tos. You know what I mean? Because, you know, freestyling, you pulling stuff out of thin air. So you might be on fire, or you might be reaching until you catch something to get on fire. But if you got your premeditated bars, then you know, all right, boom, I'm going to go to this at this point, start with this, do that. So that's when I learned. And then also, another thing that was being pointed out, like I used to freestyle very good at a young age, but it was going so fast. It was like raw talent. It wasn't controlled. So when I was freestyling, I would make up words, say shit just to get to, you know what I mean? Certain things didn't make sense. So I had to start practicing and working on that too.
Understood. So battling on the street corner, on the streets is one thing. Take us to the first time you on the stage. You on the stage and there's a crowd. You
mean the stage, or you mean like the first time it was like set up?
Set up. I mean, you on stage that there's actually like a crowd. I know there's people around on the street, but now there's an actual audience that may be paid money. That actually there's a lot more.
I'm saying that. I'm saying that because when I first started, you know what I mean, they was paying, but it wasn't a crowd yet. You know what I mean? It was kind of like certain battles was in the park, and then certain ones they had like the pit style over you. So I mean, I walked through the whole thing. Like, I mean, once you know it's being recorded, once you know people is there, once you know when it's dropping on YouTube, it's a whole different type of, you know what I mean, monster that you're dealing with, a whole different type of preparation, because it's that more serious. Like, you know, now somebody got time to study for you, and you got time to study for them. So you don't want to go there only using like the day before to do your research and homework, because, you know, everything is in preparation. At this point, everybody's nice, everybody's skilled, but you got to use those days. You got to prepare to come up with the best material. So just in itself, when I started battling, you know, in front of crowds and it was recorded and for leagues, it was different. But yeah, the first time I battled on the stage was 2011. I started battle rapping professionally in 2009. The first time I battled on stage was 2011 versus Young Ill at Known One. And that shit was scary, because it's like you just looking and you just see a row of people here, and it goes all the way back. And
right.
You know what I mean? And then, you know, I was more so, like, I feel like in my later years, I became more of a performer. But when I first started battle rapping, I was more so like just all about what I'm saying.
Right.
So the stage taught me, like, I got to move around. I got to have some performance bars. Like, I got to be theatrical. And also, it's kind of like in our world, the stage is like making a commercial hit.
Mm.
So you got to fine tune certain things because now it's an audience. The attention span is shorter. People are drinking. They've been on their feet for hours. So they might not want to hear you connect the first bar to the second that ties into the fifth and the sixth. They might it gotta be fire, but right there. So that's why I would say that's the comparison. Like, but when you're in a small room or it's like 50 people, 100 people in a small set and you get to be, you know what I mean? That's more like a mixtape. Like you get to be more lyrical, more in depth. So that's like the difference from battling with a big crowd to a small crowd.
Man. So, because you just said something, man, about that's a commercial hit. Break that, expound on that a little bit, because now you're making a distinction, right, between, because now we're talking hip hop, but now there's a subculture. So there's certain similarities, there's certain nuances that's going to happen in battle rap that's not going to happen in industry rap per se. So break that down again, like break that down a little bit deeper. What is a commercial hit in regards to battle rap?
So like a commercial hit in regards to battle rap, like that analogy, I'm saying, like, you know, like if you go in there and make a hit record on the radio, you may not try to be as lyrical as you could be because you want people to be able to dance to it in the club. You want it to be able to be played on the radio. You may not, you may, like in battle rap cases, of course, you could still curse, you could still be explicit, but you might have to fine tune some things because you know that audience that you're listening to, you know what I mean, doesn't want to gravitate that to that at that time. But it's levels. So it's like even how perform on a big stage in front of a URL or a battle rap crowd, it goes a step down when I battle in front of a big crowd on BET. Because now I got a whole bunch of people that don't even know, like they don't know the history between me and the person I'm battling, or if I mention this name or that name. So when I kind of go on BET, it's kind of just random and like current events, because I want to say things that they could catch, that they know about in their industry, in their world. So like, yeah, that's like both of those is commercial, but in two different ways. Like BET would more so be like the radio. There, we're not going to try to curse too much. We're not going to get too explicit. We're not going to go too in depth. It's just general surface things, catchy lines. But on a regular battle rap stage where it's a big crowd, you can still be explicit. You can still, you know, perform and do all the things, but you may just not get to the highest form of lyricism because you know that crowd is not going, they're not going to catch it.
Got you. Wow. Got you.
There's a lot involved in that. It's a lot involved. You know, battle rap, I'm just getting a whole new respect for battle rap. It's like you said, it's just a lot of preparation. You know, especially for a live crowd there.
Yeah, it's a lot of preparation, and when you got a high IQ for it, you know, you like me, I don't battle nobody the same, and I don't battle every place the same way. Like I may not even battle the way I might battle you in New York might not be how I'm gonna battle you in LA or Miami, or you know what I mean? Because it's a different demographic. Like everybody's coming for different things. Like I'm gonna still be me everywhere I go, but you got to make certain adjustments for who you standing in front of and where you at. Like you always like, but that's just like, that's not even battle rap. That's life. Like, that's, you know what I mean? That's why it separates, you know what I mean, certain individuals in this world from others. You always got to read the room. You know what I mean? So certain people that don't read it, that's why they won't be able to understand what's going on.
That's right. Intelligence.
Okay. So how do you go from just starting out? Matter of fact, we're gonna take a small little intermission because we want to know how you go, because now in URL you got tiers, right? There's tiers. So how do you go from being a person just starting out to elevating to a top tier, you know, battle rapper? What's that process about, and what are the things you're starting to experience as a young man who's gaining notoriety, who's gaining respect, who's gaining this buzz? How do you start to that, and your pockets is definitely getting fatter? You know what I mean? So, so we're gonna take a small little intermission. We're gonna come back and get a better understanding of that whole process too.
All right, gotcha.
All right.
Yes, sir. Coming back with DNA, House of Melanated Excellence.
Yo, let you know, I sent this to AZ. But the line you got about pay the fill, I sent this to AZ, bro.
Oh.